Club down there you might have been to called the Bluebird Tavern.
Yep.
I was playing there on a Friday night with my band at happy hour, and we stuck around to hear some friends of mine who were playing a little later in the evening. And unbeknownst to all of us, on this particular Friday night, there was a great songwriter in town named John Prine. So who comes walking into the Bluebird Tavern about halfway through the night but John Prine, you know? So we were all pretty excited about this, and my friends in the other band, they started talking with John, and they talked him into getting up and playing some of his songs with the band. One of the guys who sang in that band and played guitar, he came over to me and he said, hey, you know, I don't really know what to play with this guy. You know, you're pretty good at following along with people. Why don't you get up and play with him? I said, great, you know. So we did. We got up and played a bunch of John Prine songs with John Prine. That was a pretty big thrill for me to be on stage. You know, I was only 17 years old. To be on stage with such a great musician was a real honor. And John was so impressed with my guitar playing that evening that I didn't hear from him for 10 years. Sure enough, about 10 years later, I was standing in my little apartment cooking ramen noodles. And the phone rang, and it was John Prine's manager saying, would you like to audition to play lead guitar in John Prine's band? And I turned off my ramen noodles and I said, yes, I would. And about a month later I did, and I got the job, and I've been with him ever since, almost 15 years now.
That's the man right there.
One of the great people I've gotten to work with a little bit through my association with John is Iris Dement. This next song I want to play for you, I wrote after I did a gig with Iris up in Chicago, and I spent the afternoon at the Art Institute up there looking at the Impressionist paintings. And after looking at all those great images of the French countryside and the people outside, you know, the parks and things, I wondered if I could do something like that in a song. And not knowing anything about the French countryside, I stuck with southern Indiana where I live.
All right.
Put you in there too. This one's called Lazy Afternoon.
Yeah! I love this song.
I love to watch the wind and the locust trees, and the way the sun feels so warm on me and on you too. And everyone who has come to sit out in this lazy afternoon. You swear you can smell those flowers bloom. I believe you can. I smell them too when the grass is so green. I mean, it really makes me feel so good. So good. If I knew how I'd get some colors on a brush and set us all down on a big canvas right here, we could sit for a few hundred years out in this lazy afternoon. I see the sun is sliding farther away. I know she's gotta go make someone else's day sunny too. Somewhere far away there's a town like this, with some boats on a shady little pond, and some blankets that are waiting to be spread out on the lawn, and some folks who will be happy to sit out in this lake.